Welcome to Adam Explores the Solar System, an exciting journey through space that will spark the imaginations of young readers. Join Adam, a curious and adventurous boy, as he embarks on an unforgettable trip to discover the wonders of our solar system. From the fiery sun to the distant, icy Neptune, each planet holds its own mysteries, and Adam is eager to learn them all. Whether you're reading this at bedtime, in a classroom, or on your own, you'll be joining Adam on an adventure that's truly out of this world. This is a copyrighted work of Noraz and Mohammed. This video will cover the topics as shown here.
Hi, I am Adam. I love learning new things, and today I'm going on the coolest adventure ever, to space. Are you ready to join me as I explore the 8 planets, the sun, and everything in our solar system? I've always looked up at the stars and wondered about all the amazing places out there. Let's get started. The first thing I notice is the huge glowing model of the sun. It's so bright and yellow. I learned that the sun is actually a giant ball of fire that lights up the whole solar system. The sun is not a planet though. The museum guide tells us that without the sun, there wouldn't be life on Earth. Isn't that amazing? I try to imagine how big the sun is. It's so big, you could fit over 1 million Earths inside it. The sun is the center of everything, and all the planets go around it. I'm glad it's up there in space, far away from us. Otherwise, we'd be too hot. Next, I spot the model of Mercury, the closest planet to the sun. It is the smallest planet and covered in craters, like a rocky ball that's been hit a lot. I learned that Mercury zooms around the sun faster than any other planet. It only takes 88 days for Mercury to complete its orbit. But there's something else cool about Mercury. It's either super hot or super cold, depending on which side of the planet is facing the sun. It's like a planet with 2 extremes. As we move along, I see a big, beautiful model of Venus, glowing brightly. Venus is covered with thick clouds, and I learned that those clouds trap heat, making it the hottest planet in the solar system. It's even hotter than Mercury. The museum guide tells us that Venus sometimes shines so bright in the sky, you can see it from Earth. It's like a bright star, but it's actually a planet. I try to imagine what it would be like to visit, but I think I'd need a special suit to survive that heat. Now here's a planet I know well, Earth. It's the place where you and I live. Earth is super special because it has air, water, and everything we need to live. The staff tells us that Earth is the only planet we know of where people, animals, and plants can live. It's just the right distance from the sun, so it's not too hot and not too cold. It's perfect. Seeing Earth from space must be incredible. When astronauts go to space and look back, they call Earth the blue planet because of all the water. We're lucky to live here. We're off to Mars next. Mars is called the red planet because of all the red dust and rocks on its surface. It's colder here than on Earth, and there's no water you can swim in, but scientists think there used to be water a long time ago. Mars is also home to the tallest volcano in the solar system, Olympus Mons. Maybe one day, people will live here, and I could visit Mars in real life. How cool would that be? Hold on tight, because now we're headed to the biggest planet of them all, Jupiter. Jupiter is so huge that over 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. And look at that massive red storm, it's called the Great Red Spot, and it's been spinning for hundreds of years. Can you imagine a storm lasting that long? Jupiter also has a ton of moons, over 70. One of its moons, Europa, might even have an ocean hidden beneath its icy surface. Maybe someday, we'll discover more about it. Here comes my favorite planet, Saturn. Check out those rings. They're made of ice, rocks, and dust, all swirling around the planet. It's like Saturn is wearing a fancy space crown. Saturn is another giant planet like Jupiter, but what makes it special are those beautiful rings. Saturn has lots of moons too, and one of them, Titan, is cool because it has lakes of liquid methane instead of water. That's something you won't find on Earth. Now we've reached Uranus, and I learned something really cool about it. Uranus spins on its side. It's tilted so much that one pole faces the sun for years at a time. The guide says it's like Uranus is rolling around the sun instead of spinning like other planets. It's also super cold here, and Uranus has faint rings, just like Saturn. But Uranus is far from the sun, which makes it the coldest planet in the solar system. Finally, we're at Neptune, the farthest planet from the sun. It's deep blue and super windy. The guide tells us that Neptune has the strongest winds in the whole solar system, and there's a giant storm called the Great Dark Spot. That storm is as big as Earth. Neptune is far, far away, and it's cold there. But it's such a beautiful planet with its deep blue color. I wonder what it would feel like to stand on a planet with such strong winds. Our adventure isn't over yet. Beyond Neptune, there are all sorts of cool things to discover, like dwarf planets, comets, and asteroids. Have you heard of Pluto? It used to be a planet, but now it's called a dwarf planet because it's so small. There's also the asteroid belt, full of rocky objects that orbit the sun. And beyond our solar system, there are other stars, galaxies, and planets, so much to explore. Wow, what a day! I can't believe all the amazing things I learned about the solar system. From the blazing hot sun to the freezing, faraway Neptune, every planet was more incredible than I ever imagined. I got to see the rings of Saturn, the giant storm on Jupiter, and even tiny Pluto way out there at the edge. But you know what? This is just the beginning. There's still so much more to explore out there in space. One day, I hope I can go on even bigger adventures, maybe even as an astronaut. For now, I'll keep dreaming and looking up at the stars, knowing that the universe is full of wonders just waiting to be discovered.